everybody. Welcome to episode 417 of the All You Can Hear podcast. My name is Wenzel, and joining me today is my fellow good boy co-host.
That's right. It's me, the muck demon. I'm a demon made from muck, and I'm going to cover you in mud and drag you to hell.
Ooh, I think that makes you a bad boy, actually. I thought you were a good boy, so.
Well, I'm only going to do it to humans, so.
That still very much makes you a bad boy.
I wouldn't do it to a dog, though, so.
Okay.
So is the demon really bad? I don't know. It didn't hurt the dog. He just let it die.
Well, the demon did. Okay, hold on. We gotta say what we're doing first. The demon very much did try to fuck up the dog.
Yeah, he
did. We're gonna be talking about the most recent, or not most recent. Let me. Well, hold on. Let me think how to phrase this.
It's the most recent dog movie. You can say that.
Yeah, I guess I could say most recent dog movie to release. Is that true though? No, hold on.
Yeah, because it just came out yesterday.
There had to be another dog movie that released, right? Like
in the last 2-3 days.
I have no idea. Okay, maybe you're right. I'll hand that to you. I'll say yes. But yes. So recently released. We watched this on Friday the 3rd. We watched Good Boy. It is directorial debut by director Ben Leonberg, and if anybody's been in any like sort of horror circles or has been on the internet, you might have heard or come across this. Basically, it is a film that takes place in a haunted house, but from the perspective of the dog. Pretty much what it is. It's gotten notable buzz, for good reason. It had its world premiere at the South by Southwest on March 10th, and then officially, and then it had its theatrical release, as I said, on October 3rd by IFC and Shudder. So this past weekend, yeah.
Man, and I'm just looking at pictures of Indy. This is a cute ass dog.
Very cute dog. Very, very much lives up to the title of being good boy. Yeah, and as with every review and discussion, we'll go into some details surrounding its production, and then we'll walk you through the plot and talk about it and give our impressions and stuff. This will hopefully be shorter because it is a shorter film, and we are following the dog's perspective. So I don't want to say not much happens, but since there is very little dialogue, and certain details are very minimalistic and sparse, there really, shouldn't be such a long episode.
There's actually probably more dialogue in the after credits with the director talking about how they filmed it than there is in the entire movie.
Maybe. I didn't think about that, but yeah, there. So if you do go see this weekend, or this weekend or at any point this week, if it's still in your theaters, because I don't know how long its theatrical run's going to be, sadly.
Yeah, it was very small amount of viewings due to some famous pop star dropping an album and also a movie that's just rehashing old songs or something like that. I don't know. I didn't look into it. I don't care to.
Yeah, we I should say too, we on the weekend that we did this, no, I'm sorry, we didn't go Friday. My bad. We went yesterday, Saturday. Jesus. October 4th. Man. Yeah, so we went on Saturday, and we get there, and God, it only had 2 showings, and they're the worst possible showings. 10:05 a.m. or 10:10 p.m. That's the only 2 showings.
I don't know what the fuck they're smoking over at AMC.
Oh man.
But there was legitimately probably 50 showings for the new Taylor Swift shit.
It is insane. It legitimately made me so mad seeing that, just because, I mean, as you'll hear, we very much loved Good Boy, and it sucks for such a small independent film to get kind of in my opinion, gutted like that. It, it's just getting it was so popular and did so well that it got an official theatrical release. That's why it released when it did. But then at the same time, nobody at the time knew even about like I'm trying to think when Taylor Swift announced her new album or whatever. But it was long after Good Boy announced their theatrical run, and it's just this white billionaire bitch just getting like all these fucking time slots. I've never seen this before in my life. Colt sent this a screenshot to our group chat like I think 2 or 3 days before, and like he said, it's like so many fucking time slots. It's insane. I have never seen that. And when we got there at 10 a.m., sure enough, there was so many people already in the parking lot for the Taylor Swift stuff. It was crazy. There was a radio station there, so many children taking like pictures and stuff. It was it's so frustrating. Yeah.
I'm not saying like Taylor Swift shouldn't have a thing, even though I wouldn't be mad if she didn't. But like, she doesn't have to take up everything. It's kind of the same thing with Marvel movies, but honestly, I don't remember Marvel being this bad. Maybe when Endgame and the Endgame Part 2 or whatever the fuck.
I want to say Infinity War and Endgame had so many like time slots, but that is because we can give credit here to how big in scope that was. That was a cinematic event. This is somebody who has been doing this for how long and has grossed so much money and is kind of like shitty. Kind of like, let's be real, like Taylor Swift's kind of a shitty person. Like what are we fucking doing here? Like, what do you mean that like she deserves more time slots than an independent film about a dog being a good boy?
Like, that movie's gonna be in the goddamn theater for like a month and a half. It'll be fine if you give it less time slots.
Taylor Swift will be fine. Like, if you gave her like 10 time slots, she'll be okay. Like, she's a fucking billionaire. Like, who cares? Who cares how many, like, that she doesn't get 50 fucking time slots? God.
Well, Good Boys will probably be there for like a week. Maybe a week. Sometimes they don't even last that long.
No, it'll get kicked out. Like, it'll get kicked out, and then she'll get like 10 more time slots for some reason, even though Good Boy only had 2. I should say too, we had quite a good few people in there for Good Boy, which made me happy. Like, everybody was like very much like wanted to show up like us at 10 a.m. to watch this fucking movie.
And it was a interesting, like, diverse crowd of people. There were young people, older people, middle-aged people. It was like everybody there. I guess they love dogs for some fucking reason, I guess.
Yeah. No, I'm like, everybody, like, we all had that shared love for dogs. So yeah, it was very nice to see everybody there. Yeah, to get into it, as I said, it is directed by Ben Leonberg, and the dog is Ben's dog, Indy. Indy just plays himself. That's how he's credited. It is co-written by Alex Cannon and Ben Leonberg. I know they said in the special like production stuff, I know they said it was Ben and his wife.
For the most part,
I don't know if
them.
If his wife is named Alex Cannon or one of these other people, but I'm fairly certain he said his wife also was part of the making of this film. Produced by Carrie Fisher, not Carrie Fisher, rest in peace. This is Kari, Sakari maybe, and obviously Ben.
Ben?
What?
Ben? Sorry, that's old.
The cast is small. Shane Jensen plays Todd, our main character. Well, besides Indy, Indy's the main character. He gets top billing. Todd is the owner. Ariel Friedman plays Vera. Todd's sister, Larry Fessenden, plays Todd's grandfather. Stuart Rudin plays Richard, which is his neighbor. Hunter Goetz plays the weatherman / narrator. Anya Krawczyk plays the doctor, and then another dog, Max, plays Bandit.
That's strange. They didn't credit the peanut butter demon. I was curious who was them. I'm curious if like the director played the peanut butter demon.
Maybe, or maybe the demon wasn't real.
Maybe the demon was the dog.
Maybe. Cinematography was done by Wade Grebnoel. Edited by Curtis Roberts. Music's by Sam Boyce Miller, which the music at some point takes like a substance level kind of turn. It's very funny. Production company is I assume, like I said, Ben and his wife's. What's Wrong with Your Dog? Very fun. Runtime is 73 minutes, so that's an hour and 13 minutes.
It doesn't overstay its welcome. I feel like it's a great, perfect length for what it does.
For what it's about and what it does, I couldn't imagine it being like even an hour and 30 minutes. I feel like sadly that would be too long.
Yeah.
And its box office was $2.3 million. I was talking to Colt about this because we can't get any budget details, but from what we can tell, I assume the budget was very small. So I assume that this box office has made their money back, which again, that's a good thing. It's really nice to see these independent films doing well at the very least. And part of this too is as I said, the production. At the very end of the movie, if you stay after the credits, you'll get a just a little behind the scenes with the director talking about how they made the film and everything. And we learned that the film was shot on location in New Jersey for over 400 days. So over well over a year.
It took them 3 years to record it, but 400 separate days of actual doing work.
Yeah. They would have to do it in like, I think 1 to 3 hour chunks, because obviously Indy's a dog. You know, you can only keep them doing stuff for so long. Like, you don't want to run them ragged.
Yeah, and they're talking about like in the behind the scenes, like, yeah, it's all about juxtaposition, which was there was a good point to be made, because it would show Indy and it'd play the spooky soundtrack, but then it'll show the normal recording without the music, and it will be them just being like, "Hey, over here, hey, quack, quack." It's just a good bit.
Yeah, he pulls out a really good example of gosh, I wish I had it on hand, but a very old silent film where it shows this actor and it shows the camera directly on his face. He has no emotion whatsoever, but then it shows an object in front of him. It shows a bowl of soup.
It shows food. Yeah.
And people assume, oh, he's hungry. But then it changes to where, again, same actor, same face. It shows a coffin, and people assume he's sad. So that juxtaposition of the framing of the lighting of the music, like, even though Indy's there, he's a dog, and you have the camera on him, depending on how, I mean, movie magic, really. Like, you can convey so much motion, even if the dog can't physically convey it. You can still do it, but then that doesn't give. He even says it too. That does not mean to take away credit from Indy, who gives a fantastic performance. Very good.
Yeah, he's like, even though he doesn't know he's acting in a movie, it feels like he's acting for the movie. He looks and like plays the part very well. In the segment, he even says he looks serious, so that helps with the movie.
Yeah, like Ben talks about his natural like resting and personality is that he's always serious, and so that completely just works in their favor for this movie, which again, like, gives credit to him, gives credit to Ben and everybody who worked on this movie. Really cool seeing this behind the scenes too. Like Colt said, it's just so funny where they show you like what's actually happening in the scene, and it's just them holding a toy or them being like, psst, 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 like, come here, hey, and it's just like, and they can't. There are scenes with the other dog, they couldn't actually have a dog, so they had fake Indy. They called
Fendi?
Yeah, I think Fendi, who they had to have as a substitute, because if they had an actual dog there, it would make him too excited. Which was really.
I'm curious what they did for the final version. If there was a second dog, or if they just used like some kind of green screen dog.
See, I'm very curious about that, because that dog looked like he was there.
Yeah.
So very good very good effects there.
Oh, it was a second dog, Max. It was a dog named Max playing Bandit, which was the grandpa's. I know, but like I was curious if there was an actual other dog.
Yes, it was an actual other dog. That's why I said Max plays Bandit.
Okay.
Yeah, Bandit is the grandfather's dog. So
yeah, it's like a what is it? No, is it golden retriever?
Yeah, I think it's a retriever.
And I think Indy is some other retriever mix.
Yeah, he's a mix. So he, like they said it in there too that he loves having a job. So also very fun. I think 3 times Ben says, "I would just like to reiterate, Indy does not know he's in a movie." Basically calling him stupid. It's so good. He's a Nova Scotia duck tolling retriever. That's what he is.
I've never heard of that.
I've never see when we first saw him, I had no idea what breed he was. They said he was a retriever, so I was like, oh, he must be a mix or something. He is like, it's a medium-sized gun dog, bred primarily for hunting. Often also referred to as a toller. It is the smallest of the retrievers. Makes sense. He was pretty small.
He was a tiny little baby.
Yep.
Not tiny, but he was a little baby.
He was smaller. Tollers are intelligent, eager to please, alert, and energetic. Yeah, so I think he's a perfect actor for this. But we'll just get right into it, into the plot. So Todd is a young man suffering from a chronic lung disease, and he decides that he's going to relocate from New York City to his grandfather's rural, uninhabited home in the woods with Indy. Vera, his sister, is worried about that, and she low-key mentions that, "Are you sure you want to live there? Pretty sure it's haunted." And then throughout this, we see that it very much is haunted. But in the very beginning of the film, we see that Indy is staring at a dark figure in the corner while Todd is coughing up blood. Very very creepy opener, but obviously makes sense for what we're getting into. Indy throughout the film, obviously he knows something's there, like immediately senses it, goes around sniffing, blah blah blah. Todd, as usual with these possession films and with these, the main character, the main guy, doesn't really notice or care.
Becomes an asshole because it's a demon.
Yeah, which I always find that funny that for possession stuff, they're always like, to kind of explain that away, they're always like, oh, well, the demon makes them susceptible. So like they're kind of like ignorant and prone to anger as the possession gets worse and blah, blah, blah. I think it is a good story tool. But then at the same time, I'm like, man, this is every fucking time, dude. Like at some point, like I'm just going to shoot this main character. And this presence, me and Colt have affectionately referred to it as the peanut butter baby, is a dark skeletal figure just covered in mud. That's really all it is.
In some lighting, it looks brown like peanut butter.
Yes, that's true. Like a poop demon. And while roaming the woods, Indy and Todd come across Richard. Again, this is his grandfather's neighbor. So now his neighbor, who is very, very kind to them. He also tells them about the fox traps that he has set up, which they mention the fox traps so much. It's just like, yeah, this is going to come into play later. Also,
he was very much sure. It was funny because he was like saying to the human, like, yeah, look out for fox traps, but to Indy's like, yeah, like seriously though, look out for fox traps.
Yeah,
they're pretty dangerous.
Yeah, he would talk to. It would almost be like he would talk to Todd as if he was a dog, but then he would talk to Indy very seriously and directly. It's very funny, but I think I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
like Indy really is like giving off those main character vibes, so you got to talk to him with seriousness or with respect because of his wit. And throughout the movie, Indy observes this entity doing shit around the house. There's very creepy scenes of corners and shadows and stuff. A lot of it is just Indy kind of wandering around and like detecting this presence and kind of seeing him everywhere. Also throughout the film, Indy has nightmares of or visions of the previous dog, Bandit, and what happened to the grandfather, but then also potentially can see the future. Again, Indy is very much main character with with all these powers that he has. I don't know why I keep saying that. He's the main character, so duh. But it's just funny that we're getting like shining level of like visions. And then the apparition of Bandit leads him to different places in the house. One of them is the place where Bandit's bandana is, and it's all bloody, and it's assuming like I'll get to it. Yeah, so this is he finds in the corner Bandit's bandana soaked in metaphorical blood. I don't think it's literal blood.
It's not, because we know how he dies.
Yeah, we know how he dies. That one I'm like, why is there another bandana other than maybe the bandanas were changed because that one got so bloody? Because his grandfather, Todd's grandfather, died of the same disease that Todd has because of this haunted house, because of this possible curse. Because Todd also mentions that for some reason, a lot of his family also died young. And he just is like, he's just like, huh, they died young. That's strange.
But your grandpa was like 70.
Very, very weird. Yeah, and then Indy also gets a vision of his grandfather coughing up blood and dying. And yeah, then as Todd's health gets worse, he gets increasingly more aggressive towards Indy, towards Vera, who is just checking on him. I would say, yeah, like the emotional, like there's 4 emotional high points. It was the very beginning with the little we get a little montage of Indy from being a puppy to being where he is now, which is real life footage of him because again, he's the director's dog. Second high point I would say is probably when around this time when he's getting angry at Indy, and at some point Indy's just worried about him, and he says, "Get the fuck off me," and like kind of throws Indy off. Yeah, I think everybody got mad in the theater.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then late one night, Indy awakens to find Todd in an incoherent state, slamming his head against the basement door. And he awakes from this and is just like, what the fuck?
Let's go back to bed.
To bed, Indy. Fuck.
What the heck, man?
Like, I don't know. There's a certain level of believability where I'm just like, damn, man. How can you be this fucking... Like, I don't think this is the demon. I think you're just fucking stupid. And then while Todd sleeps, Indy observes the figure kind of or approaching the bedroom. This is kind of where we're getting into our like final sequences here. Todd awakens, collapses, and is separated from Indy after Entity closes the door between them. Indy escapes the house, intending to find Richard so he can help Todd. This is crazy because Indy jumps from the second story of the house and lands in the bushes. and Colt told me this, and it was the same kind of feeling I felt. It was like there's a long pause, and it's almost like Indy was like, okay, all right, gotta go.
Because he takes a second to come out, but he comes out like a bullet. He runs fast as fuck. I'm curious how they got him to run that fast.
How yeah, Colt brought that up, and I'm thinking the same thing. Like, how did they film that? And my only thing I can think of is they used 2 drones. They used a drone carrying an object that he wanted, chased it through the woods, and then they had another drone recording that. But I don't know exactly. That's my only thing, because he was running so fast. I'm like, there's no way a person can keep up with that unless it's a drone, or they were using also like an ATV or something while they had a camera. But I feel like that'd be too bumpy, so it had to be a drone. But anyway, yeah. So in attempt to do this, he gets caught in one of Richard's fox traps. Eventually, Todd comes to save him. We think it's the dark figure, but it's Todd. Todd reprimands him by leashing him outside and forcing him to sleep in a doghouse. But he leashes him with a chain. And I'm just like, damn, dude, what a dick. And then this is where we get into our final sequence. While outside one night, Indy senses the dark figure and hears Todd coughing loudly from the upstairs bedroom. The figure attempts to attack Indy, and we get kind of like this, like we're watching this from the second story window briefly, where we can only see like some figure and Indy struggling. This is why in the beginning we say like the figure definitely tries to kill Indy, or at least to fuck him up. It's just, I don't know, it's just kind of funny because it also looked like Indy was going toe to toe with him. But Indy eventually manages to break free by running full speed into the doghouse, knocking it over and breaking the chain from the acre on the inside. Indy finds the home cellar door open, mysteriously open, it says, but we know that it probably was it was the apparition of Bandit being also a good boy. He infiltrates the home, stumbling across Bandit's corpse at the bottom of the stairs. Meanwhile, the dark figure approaches Todd in his bedroom while he is in a weakened, rapidly deteriorating state. Indy arrives to the bedroom and comforts Todd, who turns to face his own corpse on the bed, realizing he has died. Todd is dragged by the figure through the house into the basement. Indy chases after him like a fucking G, breaks through the window, which you can tell is very much CGI. It was just very funny. Very dramatic, but I think also very cool. Attempting to save him as he is pulled into the dark cavernous tunnel in their basement that nobody has questioned. By the way,
portal to hell in the basement. We all got one.
Yeah, and it was funny because at some point Richard was like, "Crazy, we never found your grandpa's body." Like, what?
Nobody go in the fucking basement?
He died in his house. Like, seriously, nobody went into the basement and saw this big ass hole down here or cave. Anyway, Todd, accepting his fate, tells Indy he is a good dog, but he cannot save him before he's enveloped in muck and taken by the dark figure.
And turned into a skeleton.
The following morning, Vera arrives at the house, discovers Todd's body. While outside, she finds Indy sitting at the bottom of the exterior cellar entrance. Vera tearfully calls for Indy, who pauses before ascending the stairs to her. And that's how the movie ends.
Dog does not die.
Dog does not die. That was something that I know was actually said a lot by like marketing and stuff. Was like, I swear I heard this before, but it was like the people were like, "Don't worry, the dog does not die, or the dog doesn't get hurt, or something." So I was like, "Oh, okay." So I wasn't really scared for Indy, but I kind of was. Yeah, and then every time when Indy was standing at the stairs and like the light was shining down, he would look back at the cave and you would hear Todd's whistling, calling to him. Very sad. Again, I will say, like, there's like these four emotional highs. As I said, the beginning, the part where he gets mad at Indy, the part where he puts Indy outside, and then I would say this fourth part, the strongest part was at this very end when he tells him he's a good dog. Or he's a good boy, and tells him he can't save him. Like, it was very good. Very good.
Made me want to hug my dog, and guess what? I did. I came home after watching 2 more movies, and I did.
I crawled on the floor and pretended to be a demon to Sasha. That's what I did.
I think she probably appreciated it.
Yeah, she did. All she did was she sat in her bed and I crawled to her, and she was standing up and she just was wagging her tail, and she put her paw up as if she was going to strike me, but she just patted down on my head.
Oh my God. Bow down before me, peasant.
Pretty much, now that I think about it. Maybe she thought I was bowing to her. I gotta nip that in the bud.
Yeah, I don't want her to be thinking she a queen.
But no, it's always so funny because sometimes when I get her to do that, it's very rare sometimes, but like she'll stand up like that, and then she'll stand on her back legs and she'll raise her paw and like not hit me, but she's trying to get me, like she's trying to tell me something, and so she'll tap on me with just her one paw. It's so funny. I'm like, Never mind. I'm not going to talk to her. I'm not going to talk into this like I talked to her. There's no Sasha isn't in front of me right now. But yeah, that's it. I really love the concept of this. I really enjoyed this, but I want to say like criticisms for this movie. I like the only
Nothing new, really.
It's so minimalist and sparse, and sometimes minimalist for me, it's like make or break. Sometimes it can be really awesome, incredible, and then sometimes it's just like, oh, it's fine, it's good. I didn't really care for Todd, sadly.
Yeah.
And I don't know, and I don't think that's because like he's a bad owner or he's like a bad character or anything. I think he's fine. I think the demon possession like affecting his emotions and his critical thinking, I think that's fine and makes sense. It's just that every time he talked, you don't see his face.
You only see his face when he's dead.
Which
is done purposefully, but I don't know why.
Yeah, they did a dub.
They probably Bozo did the dub, probably.
Who?
Bozo did the dub. Bozo the clown. I sure hope I don't jerk off. You don't remember?
No, I remember now. Okay. I remember now. It took me a second, you fucking psycho. You can't just say Bozo the clown and then start talking about jerking off and be like, don't you remember?
But yeah, okay. I can definitely see it being dubbed. I mean, they don't have to voice it in the moment, so.
No, they don't have to do that. I know that's normal, but like I don't know, the way something about it was off, because when he talked, it felt so like.
It felt like it was recorded into a mic without like him moving around like a normal person would be doing in the scene.
Yeah, kind of. It felt so artificial. That's the best way I can describe it. Like some of that writing when he is talking and like how he delivers it, because they did that dub, it's just like I was just like, what? Like no human talks like this. That's so weird. It was very that I didn't really care for that. Other than that, I mean, yeah, I think it was a good flick. I think if you get the chance, you should watch it. Definitely. Any final thoughts before we go into like ratings?
I think it's interesting. It got an early screening in regions, but it doesn't say any other region but the Philippines. The Philippines is the only region that's named. I'm curious why it appeared in the Philippines first.
I don't know. That is interesting.
But yeah, this movie's it's good. I really enjoyed it, but like Wenzel said, criticism-wise, is I'm not huge on the guy. The dog's awesome. Everything about the dog was great. It just did nothing new for me. It just felt like your classic possession demon story, and someone gets dragged to hell. It sounds like a cliche, basically.
Yeah, I mean, besides the fact that they did it from the perspective of a dog, which hasn't been done before. No, it's just rating wise, I give it a 3.5 out of 5, which is on a 10 scale. It's like about like I would say a 7 out of 10. Again, it's good, it's solid. I recommend it.
Sorry, I'm looking. Okay, yeah, I gave it 3.5 as well, just making sure I did, because I wanted to give it that anyways. We watched another movie that I gave 3, and I was like, did I give that 3 as well? But no. Yeah, it's a good film. I highly recommend it. If you love dogs, check it out. You really should.
Yeah, totally agree. Not many jump scares either, I should say. There
are jump scares.
There are, just not many. There's one in particular. I think it got everybody, including myself, when in like this vision, Todd crawls up the stairs up to Indy. That's why I keep making the references of crawling like a demon. Yeah. So that was really most intense. But yeah. All right. Well, I guess you're ready for plugs.
What do you want from me, brother? What do you want?
What do you want from me, brother?
We also watched Anemone. We're not going to go into it, but like,
we're not going to go into it.
What a great performance by the Daddy DDL, Daniel Day-Lewis. He's still got it.
I will quickly mention we did a triple feature. The movie we watched after this was Smashing Machine, which is Benny Safdie's newest film starring Dwayne the Rock Johnson playing
Marker.
the Mark Kerr, the wrestling and UFC fighter. It was very good. Definitely, I would say definitely the one of if not the best Rock performance. I can't think of anything else he's done really well in besides this.
Yeah, there's very few.
Tanner would probably scream at me about Pain and Gain.
I enjoyed it when I watched it when I was 14. I gotta say I did, but that was 11 years ago, 12 years ago.
I still haven't seen Pain and Gain, so I don't know. But no, it was very good. And then we ended off the night watching Anemone. Daniel Day-Lewis is back to we don't know if he's back to acting, but he got out of retirement just to do this. This is directed by his son Ronan, and is written by Daniel and his son as well. It was, my God, 2 hours of almost fucking nothing. But by God, does Daniel Day-Lewis act the shit out of it.
Oh, yeah. He kills him and the Bean. Him and Mr. Bean. Fantastic actors. Beautifully shot film. Awesome Midwest emo soundtrack. I fucking love that about it. Everything else was, oh my God, it was a fucking drag. It was 2 hours and 5 minutes. And I probably fell asleep for like 10 minutes of it, but it was only during the moments they weren't talking. And they weren't talking for a lot of the movie.
It like me and Cole talked about this. Like, we no problem with like little dialogue, no dialogue.
You just got to do shit to keep me engaged. Have something happening.
It's just that there were scenes in particular where the camera would be on it for so long, and it's just like, what are we doing? What are we trying to get here? The effect has been done. Let's move on.
At least change the fucking camera scene. Like, there's no dialogue, show me like a beautiful vast field, or something, like a screensaver or something.
And then for some reason we would have these moments where we're like, oh shit, we're building to something, we're going through this, and then we'd get a cut, and it's just like, what? That was really bad. Like, really, these just really awful cuts. Yeah. So, but other than that, as Colt perfectly described it, Midwest emo in Ireland sounds awesome. With like Midwest emo psychological horror of the fallout of the Troubles. Like, that sounds, on paper, that sounds awesome. I would still very much love that. It was crazy. And
that's not what we got, though.
That's not what we got. We got a good soundtrack. We did get a good soundtrack, but yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis is incredible. Really surreal imagery too. I
don't want to spoil it if you want to watch it, but like, there is a crazy scene with Daniel Day-Lewis that honestly is probably one of his best scenes ever, up there with the I Drink Your Milkshake. That's a joke, but kind of not a joke at the same time.
Yeah, no, for real. It's incredible. Yeah, so if you get a chance, go watch Good Boy, go watch Smashing Machine. If you're curious, I guess go watch Anemone. But yeah, thank you for listening. We're the All You Can Hear podcast. You can find us on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Overcast. We're on everything pretty much. We're on YouTube as All You Can Hear, where the VODs from our streams on twitch.tv/AllYouCanHear, including the instruction booklet streams, all are on our YouTube, along with all of the episodes you can watch on there. You can follow us on Bluesky at aychpodcast.bsky.social. And lastly, you can follow me, Wenzel, on Bluesky at World of Winsy and Wenzel's Essentials. And my link tree has links for everything. Thank you.
My name Colt. Follow me on Bluesky, Colt D 88. No, 99. Fuck, it's been so long. I don't know why I said 88. I haven't been on Twitter in over a year at this point. Oh well. Colt D 99. And you know what? Happy Halloween. We're not there yet, but it's October. Ooh.
Yeah, it's the season. So, I mean, Good Boy horror movie, go watch it. There's some other stuff coming out. Woo!